bit of intro and then we'll fire into it.
Okay.
Hey folks, David here from the Ocean Sailing Podcast, and today we've got a really special and quite a different episode. We're based here in Fiji. We're on Seabreeze 3, which is not a sailing boat, and we're going to talk about surfing and not about sailing. So I have Stephanie Neal here with me from Fiji Surf Charter, and welcome along, Stephanie.
Thank you for having me.
So,
nice to be here.
Yeah, you just flew in last night?
Yep.
Yeah, and
yep.
When were you last here?
5 years ago, actually. Yeah.
Cool. And have you spent much time in Fiji?
I have. So as we've spoke before, 2012 I first started coming to Fiji.
Yeah.
And we're running kite surf trips in Taveuni.
Cool.
So that's the most northern island of Fiji.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just running off the tip of Taveuni there. Very nice. And then we moved down to the Coral Coast after a couple of years to hunt for waves.
Right.
So we started off flat water sort of kite surfing, and then in the hunt for waves we moved down to the Coral Coast, and we were working out of the Fiji beach house there for a few years. So introducing surfing and kite surfing, so multi-sport kind of trips for 5 years, and then from Fiji we bounced over to the Maldives for a liveaboard option to be closer to the action and to get, I guess, closer to the waves.
And just for people that haven't heard the term before, what does liveaboard actually mean when it comes to vessels?
Everything is on the boat that you need.
Yeah.
So you've got your beds, your crew, your chefs, everything that you want at home is here.
A few cold beers, that kind of thing.
Yeah. The bar,
yeah.
staff, cool crew.
Cool.
Yeah.
And so I guess fast forward, how do we find ourselves in this situation where you're sitting on Seabreeze 3 and we're talking about surfing? What take us back 3 months, how did that all come about?
So I had a client actually from the Maldives who had done a liveaboard trip with me, asked me to put together a family trip in Fiji for their family. And I was just like, I want to bring this same experience that we've been having in the Maldives on the liveaboards to Fiji. And previously we'd been looking for boats to offer these small groups on, but couldn't find anything. And I just started going down rabbit holes looking for boats that I could book this family holiday on. And I came across you, and I was like, oh my gosh, here it is. We can now offer this liveaboard experience in Fiji, not just the Maldives. Yeah.
Well, it's a cool coincidence because we find ourselves with our first motor vessel after having 3 sailing vessels in the business. And it's not something I'd ever understood or thought about. The goal was to come here and go cruising like we do with the sailing vessels and exploring the islands, and so to be able to combine surfing and living aboard and experiencing Fiji at its finest and getting off the mainland, off the beaten track and out to the reefs and the surf breaks is pretty exciting, really, because it's a great vessel and there's only one other vessel in Fiji similar, and that's tied up all year round doing dive trips. So,
we've tried to get a private charter on that. It's not possible.
I was looking at their website last night. It's booked out for next year as well.
Yeah. So this just opens up the doors for us to have those small groups of like 10 coming through and bringing their coaches along as well, and offering like a full experience. Yeah.
Okay, and for someone that's done lots of surfing off the land before, take me through how this works. We head on out to a reef, we anchor, they go surfing. What happens? Like if you're doing what we're doing next, what does that look like?
Yeah, so we'll cruise out. It's around half an hour offshore here where you start to hit the best and most famous waves in Fiji, and they're the ones that the people are coming for, like Cloudbreak and Wilkes, Namotu, like all those big waves. But there's plenty of waves for all levels too, so it's not just sitting anchored up to one of those bigger waves, but exploring. A lot of the resorts have lesser known waves coming off them too, which we have access to on the boat, and having the boat just allows us to explore and not just go to those well-known spots.
It's like having a floating mothership out there, really. And then you can work around the weather and the swell and the wind direction, and
wake up and we can do a little cruise by the surf spots and see which ones are looking best, and where we want to anchor for the day or the morning.
Yeah.
Do a little sunrise surf, come back, have brekkie, have a little rest, get back out there again, come back, have lunch, have a little rest, and maybe in the afternoon, if it's windy, we can either go for a kite surf or get the wings out or move to another break that's more protected from the wind. So it's having the boat allows you to move with the conditions that are best for what the group's wanting. Yeah.
So it's just really important because, you know, I guess you want to maximise your time on the water, and you want to maximise your time at the best spots. So that kind of flexibility just to up and move.
Definitely.
Or be on the move while you're eating breakfast, lunch, dinner, what have you.
Yeah.
And then be able to get somewhere sheltered for the overnight anchorage.
Yes. Somewhere definitely nice and smooth for the nights is great for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. We had a little bit of a rolling anchorage out of Castaway, where the movie was filmed on the last trip, and it's not a lot of fun. You can't beat a smooth anchorage. Yeah. So, and then, I mean, in terms of your background, I mean, what's brought you to this point where you've got the knowledge and experience to be able to put this kind of thing together? Because I think for a lot of people, you can be spot on in terms of a trip and an experience and exceeding expectations, or you can be a long way off if you just don't have some of the knowledge you need to put these things together.
Yeah, for sure. So for the last 12 years, I co-founded a luxury adventure travel company, and we ran, as I said, the kite surfing trips was our founding trips here in Fiji, and then as we moved into the surf, we started to I missed a step there. So from the first kite surfing trip that we did, we went back home and opened some water sports store, and then my partner at the time, he had a kite surfing school, so there was request for the equipment supply as well in Melbourne, and so this particular on the Mamanuca Peninsula where we lived. So we opened the water sports store, and then the complementary sport to kite surfing was naturally surfing. So you had your wind sport and then your non-wind sport. So we then started to offer not just kite trips but surf trips as well. So that just developed naturally from predominant kite surfing to surfing. And then just looking for other locations than Fiji took me over to the Maldives and working like 7 years on super yachts in the Maldives, and just offering surf experiences in the Maldives. Throughout that period too, we did a combination of kite surfing and surf trips in Papua New Guinea on liveaboard there as well.
Wow.
So yeah, again, another liveaboard. And the combination of the Maldives floating hotels with all the luxuries and then the adventure style boat in Papua New Guinea, this boat is like the perfect blend of both of those options. Yeah. So cool. This is about 12 years in the making of finding this boat and being able to offer this in Fiji, because no one's doing it.
Yeah,
this
which is
like completely new.
Which is exciting, really.
Yeah.
Really exciting, and then there's some, with your input, there's some configuration things we're going to work on in terms of making the accommodation flexible and having broad appeal for singles, couples, groups.
Yep.
And when you've got 105 feet, you have got a bit of a canvas to work with. Although, 49-year-old classic old girl, we've got to do it in keeping with the original design, but that's exciting as well.
Yeah, definitely.
We've come here sailing for the last 3 years, Vanuatu, Tonga, Samoa, and it's great to get people out into the environment and off the beaten track and out to the islands and everything they have on offer. And I think the cultures are a really special part of all this as well.
Yeah.
And so, what are some of your thoughts on the cultural side of Fiji and how that kind of integrates into surf trips and some of the other things that you have in plan as well?
So just remembering all the stuff that we used to do when we were first travelling here, and really like getting to know the locals of those islands that you're visiting and seeing how you can contribute to them next time you're coming through.
Yeah.
Just working out what are the basic necessities they need, and really making a good impact when you're leaving, not just going surfing and leaving. I also love
Sorry, we've got a plane flying over right now, so excuse the background noise. We are on a live location surrounded by planes and boats and people.
Asking for a blessing to use the water is also something else that I really like to bring into the trips too. The rules with the ocean have changed since 2010 in Fiji, where the waves used to be privatised.
Yeah.
and that rule got lifted in 2010, which opened up surfing for all of tourism, not just the hotels that were sort of perched on those waves. So that's been a really massive move in the surf movement, and that's just allowing the waves to be more accessible, which is great, and we can also take more people out there too, which is amazing.
Yeah, it's great to be able to go to a location and not have to be based at a resort and then controlled by price and supply when some of those places are quite pricey and booked out a long way ahead. That's pretty exciting to have that flexibility. And what about, I mean, do you surf? That's always a question people like to ask.
I'm an amateur surfer. I've had a few wipeouts that have just like come way too close to scars down my face, and it chickens me. It makes me a big chicken. I do like the small little like shoulder wave. But I'm not here to surf myself. I'm here just to put the experience together for everyone, and just capturing people on those waves with the camera and showing them after, and just like seeing the stoke and just the small details of the trip. Just making sure there's cold beers in the tender when it's running to pick them up from the waves, and just making sure everything flows nice, and that's what I get the kicks out of the
and you do a bit of kite surfing yourself?
Yeah, I do kite surf. Yeah. That's my main sport, my main water sport. And I do like flat water paddle and sup surf on the small waves as well.
Cool. Well, that's good. Anything that gets you on the water or under the water is a good thing, I think.
Definitely. And just living on the water and just waking up and being surrounded by the water is just another thing too. Like to do yoga on the morning, on the deck in the morning is really quite nice too.
Yeah, it's the sunsets and the sunrises you never tire of. Especially in Fiji when they're on, sun setting on the ocean, which is there's not a lot of places in the world where you can actually see it sitting on the ocean and not behind land or behind trees. So that's pretty cool. And then the exciting thing with sea breezes, we've got a Fijian captain who's born and bred Fiji and knows the islands and the anchorages, and we've got another Fijian crew member who's just joined us recently, who can sing and play the guitar and play the drums and play the keyboard and entertain and do all sorts of things to look after people. And we've got a full-time chef on board, and so that's really exciting because it's about having fun on the water, being able to maximise your time on or in the water, having a bunch of good people around you, and really like the goal of this is to have this accessible to everyday people. A great vessel and a great experience, but just for everyday people, everyday budgets. They get you to some pretty off the beaten track, kind of hard to get to places.
And the local skipper that excites me a lot. Like that really does make the difference when you're after particular conditions, and to have him that just knows the water like the back of his hand, that's going to be like really special. We've
Masaki's just joined us just 10 days ago, and already our first probably 2 weeks ago now, our first Yasawa Islands trip with him at the helm. He took us to these anchorages we've never been to before, and where we thought that snorkeling experiences we had before were amazing, this took it to another whole level. And then the manta rays, and then the reef sharks, and so even just finding sheltered anchorages at night and knowing the lay of the land, it's really valuable, because if you get swell and wind change at night with this kind of vessel and you end up out there rolling around, it's not a lot of fun surfing if you haven't had a good night's sleep.
That's for sure.
So that's pretty exciting. And what's your vision for what we do next over the next couple of years?
My vision, it kind of feels like I'm reverse engineering a little bit here, because before I came across you in the boat, I just was really wanting to start an NGO in Fiji. When I came in 2012, I supported a young boy Dachshund through his school education and helped him to get his first job and everything like that. And to look back now on him with still the job that we helped him to get back around 2015, 2016, he's had the education that he needs to get the job, and now he's the father of 3 kids, and that's just given his family I'm not sure what the word to say, but more opportunity.
Yeah, it kind of brightens their
More
horizon really in
opportunity,
terms of where they
yeah.
can go next.
And that was just helping one person. So looking back now at the ripple effect that had for one boy, I want to be able to do that now for his kids in their school and help his kids come through their education. And so my goal is to create an NGO that can support the basic education needs of the kids in the remote villages. And now feeling it all come together, all the puzzle pieces, that the surfers are going to be the ones funding this NGO. So this product here that we're creating together is really to give back to Fiji. Yeah, and that really is what excites me a lot, to be able to give back. And I was just thinking, how am I going to fund this NGO? And I was just thinking that it's going to be the women's retreats that I run. But then when this all started to fall together, and now I can see how it was meant to be, that the surfers are going to fund the NGO, and that's really exciting, because even at a small level it makes such a big difference. And that's great. So this year we've got our first guest trip in September planned, and that's a 7-night trip around the Mamanucas or Mamanucas. And then next year I've got 2 solo traveller trips planned as well, so individuals can jump on board. And a lot of inquiry has been for private charter, so there's a lot of option for private charter as well. So I've got some media groups and some surf retailers and wholesalers that want to bring their groups of clients on board as well. So we'll be out there either with coaches or just with the individual travellers. Yeah.
It's pretty exciting. Series 3 sat in Auckland for the last 3.5 years, kind of not rotting away, but just sitting there in the rain every winter and not doing a lot. And the previous owners put a lot of love and a lot of money into it. $3.3 million refit from 2019 to 2021. So it's exciting to come up to Fiji for the first time with her, because she's just warm and dry. All the timber's warm and dry. It's much. A boat loves being warm and dry. This is a great place to be warm and dry, and it's a nice experience for everybody on board in a warm, dry boat in these conditions. And the other thing that's exciting for us too is that this is our 4th year of coming here. Our first with Seabreeze 3, but previously with the sailing vessels. And we started off visiting villages with our customer trips, and everybody bought donations, and seeing the impact that had, even just at a village level, and then my wife launched the Brass for Fiji program maybe 2 years ago now, and through the generosity of people all over New Zealand and Australia, and some from overseas as well, as far away as Germany, we've now donated more than $200,000 worth of bras through those villages, and $100,000 alone this year in the value, because they're earning $4.50 to $5 an hour, and those kind of undergarments are $80 plus to buy. Well, for a female at any age, it's hard to prioritise, almost a week's income after tax for that. So that's been really cool. And so the stuff that you're doing, the stuff we're doing, the fun that we have at the islands, our respect for the culture and for their protocols, and for making a contribution to them, because it's surfing aside, snorkeling aside, swimming aside, it's just a beautiful culture, and it's a beautiful part of the world, and the water is clear, and the reefs are healthy, and the culture is authentic, and you anchor in a bay or you anchor in a reef and there's no other boats, or maybe 1 or 2 other boats. It's not overpopulated or oversaturated, and so long may it stay that way, but certainly getting off the mainland and out to the islands, out to the reefs, it's pretty special.
I like the feel of getting away from the big resorts and creating your own rhythm. I really love that idea, and just seeing the kids come running to the shore when there's something new, and just seeing the excitement of something new for the first time, but also for the people on board, seeing something for the first time, that excitement and the rawness is really cool. It's cool.
Absolutely. And our village visits are unplanned, so there's no expectations. So when we turn up with donations, the tears and the joy are authentic, because they weren't expecting us. So it's quite cool, and along with a lot of things. So in terms of Fiji cultural experiences here. So
Yeah, I'm very excited to share this experience, especially with clients that have already been to Fiji, but they've done it like on the land and through a hotel, and they've experienced surfing from a surf resort, to show them something different, and get them more immersed in the culture and like more remote places that's more authentic Fiji, more so that really excites me to be able to share that.
Yeah, and I think, and I'm sharing this with Ocean Sailing Podcast. I obviously want to share it. We want it to be popular, but also so many people that have sailed with us over the years are surfers.
Yeah.
Like, just, you're not a surfer or a diver or a sailor. You can be all those things.
Yeah. And
now we're on a motor vessel because why? It's a great platform in Fiji because the weather's so nice here. 80% of the time you're not sailing anyway. So why not island a reef hop and have all the extra living space and all the extra room on board to really enjoy the environment? So, you know, I'm a sailor at heart, but really when you boil it down, I just love adventure on the water.
Yeah.
Whether that's a 12-foot boat or a 50-foot boat, I don't care too much. If it gets me out there on the water, having fun.
Yeah.
So you know, and that's really, I think we've evolved from a sailing business into a sailing adventure business into just really an adventure business off the land, in terms of getting off the land and out to islands and reefs or crossing oceans. And you know, bringing sea breeze here from New Zealand just a few weeks ago, that's a massive ocean voyage for a boat like this. But stopping at Minerva Reef for a couple of days was pretty cool. But the experience when you're there is just like being on a sailboat, you know, and out in the environment. So I think this is really exciting. And the other thing that's exciting for me is we've done a lot of stuff over the years with sailors who've often said, my partner's not a sailor, she wouldn't be into this, or he wouldn't be into this. And now with Seabreeze 3, even if you're not a surfer, but you're a partner of a surfer and you want to come along and enjoy the environment, swim, snorkel, relax, have that cultural experience, you can, because it's a good platform for that.
Yeah.
The boat has stabilizers, it's easy for us to move around, people stay comfortable, and so you don't have to be a boatie or a sailor to enjoy it. So I think that's really exciting because it's, you know, it's not about the boat, or it's not about the bike, as Lance Armstrong used to say, we could go and travel, but it's just a vehicle to get to where we want to go and do things we want to do, really. Yeah,
I think a lot of surfers, when they show their partners that they're coming on this boat, and it's not just a surf trip anymore, it's actually like, it's the whole adventure. So the partners, they do want to come along because they can just sit on the front of the boat and read and relax while the surf's going on, but then enjoy the other activities together after.
That's right. And we have got 4 different levels, inside and out. We have a bar, we have a spa pool on the foredeck. You can be going upwind in this boat in 25 knots, sitting in the spa with a glass of champagne. We did that the other day with 3 of our...
I look forward to trying that one.
But that's actually on a sailing boat, you're not doing that. So that's a bit of fun. So if people want to find out more about Fiji Surf Charter and what you do, like, what's the best place? Where do they go? How do they find out more?
Probably our website is the easiest, or our Instagram page. You can connect with me at fijisurfcharter.com, and I can answer any questions or jump on a Zoom call and we can have a chat.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll also, with this episode, when we post it on the oceansailingexpeditions.com website, we'll link from the episode on the webpage to your website too. Okay. So if people forget that, they can find it that way. And also, just to mention, we're also videoing this interview, so if you go to the Ocean Sailing Expeditions Facebook group, you'll be able to watch it there, or you'll be able to watch it on the Ocean Sailing Podcast YouTube channel. If you want to check out Stephanie and check out the backdrop, check out the setting. If you've downloaded this on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, we've got the video of that as well. So that's awesome, Stephanie, and thank you for all of your time invested in the last 3 months to get us out of the blocks and get us underway. I'm really excited about what lies ahead, and I'm really excited about what you're creating. Yeah, I'm really excited to be here, and I'm excited to get started. Thank you. Cool. Well, may the surf be great, and lots of happy adventures ahead over the next couple of years. Thank you. Cool. Thank you. Cheers. Okay, that's good. That's a good little 25-minute episode.